When people move to a new country, they often think about places where the rent and living costs are cheaper. But there is another important thing to consider. In smaller towns, rent may be lower, but it can be much harder to find a good or suitable job. I know this from my own experience. When I moved to the UK, I thought London was too expensive. It was back 2019. I got admission to a university in another city and received some fee discounts and financial support. It was 1.5 hour train journey from London. The living costs there were much lower, so I thought it was a great opportunity. However, after I moved there, in the town, it's not actually a city, it's a town, I realized that finding a job was very difficult. I struggled a lot. There were some jobs available, but it was not easy to find one that actually suited me. And I had 20 hours limit, okay? Later, when I moved to London, I found that there were many job opportunities. There are also a larger community. You'll find your community there. It is highly likely that you'll find your own community, yeah, which made things easier. As a student with a 20-hour work limit, finding a suitable job was always a challenge. But it was still much easier in London. So, if you or your relatives are planning to move abroad, don't look only at the rent or accommodation or living cost. Make sure you also check the job opportunities or availability of job in market in that area. This is very important. Okay. For example, imagine you live in London and spend about £1,000 per month on rent and other living expenses, but you earn £1,200 or £1,500 per month. Okay, let's assume that. You can manage your expenses and still have some money left, right? If you calculate, you know. On the other hand, you might move to a cheaper area where your total monthly income is, monthly expenses are only, let's say, £700. Yeah? That sounds good. But if you cannot find work or earn only, for example, £500 per month, then the lower living cost doesn't really help. That's why you should always think about both living costs and job opportunities before choosing a city. Okay, a university or a place to live when moving abroad.